All right. Well, that's debatable, Blake. All right. Welcome to 239 Uncensored Politicking. Jira, Larry, Love, kind of a
improv.
Yeah. We're going to have Mr. Cornell Bunting on today, but because Tim didn't pay his electric bill, his bill went out, and we,
Shout out to 239 Uncensored.
239 Uncensored. No,
Yeah.
you know the
Shout
power
out to
situation.
FPL.
What is up, man?
I mean, speaking of that, Politicking, Jira, Larry, Love, brought to you by Jimmy P's Burgers More, Becker Custom Builders, Lauren Maxwell Mortgage Team, and I guess / Politicking Podcast / 239 Uncensored today, because we have the man himself in the building, in his building.
Yeah, I'm glad to just get settled down a little bit. I mean, we all know we've had these flickers, but I can't complain because I just start thinking about the other people that got bashed hard, but the flickers are a little bit difficult.
But what's going on here? I mean, we live in Collier County, one of the wealthiest counties in the U.S. I mean, just forget Florida. And from what I read this morning, I don't know how true it is because you can't believe everything you read on internet, Larry. Sorry. They said 98% of Tampa's got power, but Collier County still had like 30-something%. How is that possible?
Because they sent all the linemen to Tampa. They had them on standby.
That's
possible.
Get it. But you see a lot of FPL trucks in Collier County, and you would think like Fifth Ave, there's still parts of Fifth Ave and 3rd Street that do not have power. I mean, how did when you got Patrick Dearborn crying he doesn't have power, you know that it's a problem. You know?
How's Patrick get that hair all fixed up every day?
Oh
I mean, holy smokes.
Flashlight. Yeah.
Well, what I did hear, though, is that I guess there was not a big rain event after the storm, and water got pushed throughout the county on the transformers and all that stuff. Now, I don't know. Blake is a construction guy, so he might be able to verify this. Allegedly.
Yeah, but I'm not a meteorologist, and I don't know how salt.
The salt, I guess it's very corrosive. Very corrosive. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what they're saying. But it's funny. It does
like we're
a little
in the Ukraine or something. Power flickering in and out and losing power. I mean, man.
No, they got enough money. They should be.
I was going to say all the money and resources went to.
They take it all from us. Yeah.
I don't forgot
about to get banned.
Who is the electric company here in Naples?
FPL.
They don't run the entire county, do they?
There's Marco Island's got Lee County Co-op.
Yeah, I know.
think,
it's like
but,
LCEC.
And really? Mockley, too.
Mockley has LCEC, too.
Mm-hmm. But they run a lot.
One time for LCEC in the building.
And they sub a lot of stuff out, like the
FPL does.
Yeah, the response that I got from, I don't remember, I've had so many communications with these FPL people so far and clients, but basically that they had 3 different crews out. They were working as hard as possible, and they're going to do what they can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and not to take away from the FPL war. I mean, you see the guys are working.
It sounds like
the clock,
and
they're working with their butt up. What? No, I'm not throwing FPL under the bus. I'm just, it's just very bizarre because even after Ian, right? I mean, most people had power within 4 or 5 days. Some, a little bit longer, but here we are 5 days after a tropical storm, and
it's a little warm in here too, man. It's warm.
That's because you're sitting next to
get those lights going on, Larry. Well, we did just get power literally 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Again,
so the AC hasn't turned
because it goes on. Maybe it hasn't cycled through, but yeah, we got a lot going on in the studio. Been busy today. We've had other clients come in today. We've had
new perspective.
People are wanting to do podcasts. If anybody out there is wanting to do some podcasts, give us a call. We've got some big stuff coming up in the future. We're going to have a new studio location, undisclosed at this point, but it's going to be great, and we're going to give us some really good options. And I know Larry's going to love it down there. There's like a pizza joint right next door.
Oh, that's not fancy enough for Larry.
Oh, but they have some other restaurants down there.
Yeah, in the industrial.
Yeah. Well, let's talk some local restaurants. What are some of your guys' favorite local restaurants?
For what type of food? I'm talking about.
Speaking of,
lunch,
I had
dinner.
I was at Aldi's this morning.
It's not a restaurant.
With Arjun. Aldo's?
Aldo's?
Yeah, Aldo's. How you say it? Yeah, right there in Golden Gate.
Arjun.
Yeah, I met with Arjun. Matter of fact, he's going to be one of our sponsors.
Okay.
And he'll like to come on the show as well to talk about communism because he's from a communist country. So, yeah, like, I love they got some good grub.
Mm-hmm.
He's Albanian, right?
Yeah. Got some, I had some corned beef hash, of course. some grits
Albanians
and eggs.
kill it in the
Do
restaurant
you
industry.
do you have
Where's
anything
this at?
on the menu
I'm
from ours? Do you
You
have
already
is your
know.
name on there?
Yes, I have a
You
I
have
have
a-
a lunch sandwich named after me.
What's it? What's the Larry Love?
You just got to go in and see. You
All
got to
right.
go
I
in.
go
and
in
see.
there all the
We-
time, man.
I'm on the new menu.
I could
Where's
probably
this
make.
at?
Right there off the corner, right on the corner of
Good,
951
good food.
and Vanderbilt. It's matter of fact, it's right in front of the Suncoast.
Suncoast, yeah, right. Yeah.
Suncoast. Right there by the Anytime Fitness.
What's the name of it?
Aldous.
Aldous.
ALDA.
Okay.
It's named after his wife.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I don't think I've been there.
We could probably get a sandwich named after you at Jimmy P's. I already got one for Tim.
I already know it. That's
Is it
gonna be-
the prime rib?
Yeah,
It's not the prime.
It's a triple, it's a triple dipper.
It's the triple dipper, baby.
Triple
no, we
dipper,
have
man.
fun with that.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the triple dipper. I've got
Be a
one
good
for
burger.
you.
Three piece.
That's the
patty.
TDT. Triple dipper till.
We should talk to Juan and get a couple burgers and sandwiches named after people in the community. That would be a big hit.
That might be a good hit. Yeah.
That's what.
What
That's
would,
what they do at Aldous.
What would be on
makes
the
it
Blake
nice.
Becker sandwich?
Oh man, that thing's got to be Lux.
Lux.
Not
Yeah.
as in locks, but
No,
Lux.
like Lux.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Well,
that's
some-
not how I even get down. So personally, I just like stuff plain when it comes to like burgers. I like just
What
cheese.
about a sandwich? What would be on a Blake Becker sandwich?
That sound like a
Ooh.
BLT.
You sound like a BLT?
Like with his name.
I'm a pastrami guy.
Like
I do.
Becker.
I do
sandwiches.
too. Yeah,
I'm a
pastrami.
pastrami guy. But I don't like the messy coleslaw that comes
No?
with it. No.
You take it off? Or?
Yeah, I asked for it not to go. I like just the cheese, the pastrami, the bread, mustard.
Got to be the marble rye. What about
do
Larry
like
Love
marble
sandwich?
Man, listen, I'm a good old country boy, so there's nothing in the world like a good fried bologna sandwich.
Fried bologna.
That's
Yeah.
with some mustard
Spam.
What about a mayonnaise sandwich?
and some sugar water. Mayonnaise sandwich with some sugar water. That's the delicacy in the hood.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
when you don't have no money, I ate a lot of mayonnaise sandwiches or some mayonnaise with a, if you're lucky. I was in the Markley, so tomatoes was everywhere. So mayonnaise and a tomato, slice of tomato.
Yeah.
That thing tastes like a real good ham
Some
sandwich.
salt and pepper.
Sometimes salt. and
Well,
pepper.
hot sauce.
No, I know hot sauce. No.
What about Tim? Tim eats.
You know what was really good, and this is a shout out to Juan at Jimmy P's, but that grouper Reuben was kick
Come again?
ass
Yeah,
the other night.
let me
Yeah,
tell
it
you
has a
something.
little
Yeah.
coleslaw on it though. So,
Yeah,
but you can.
The
Again,
grouper Reuben at
I
Jimmy
can't
P's.
afford to eat the grouper and stuff. See, that's that trip and dipper.
Well, Juan,
You know what I'm saying?
Juan, let me. He's got affordable price, especially when you go to restaurants nowadays.
Is this a plug for Juan?
Always a plug
Big
for
shout
Juan.
out to
But
Juan.
but the grouper Reuben
You gotta
at
try.
Jimmy P's. I think I've had the
You gotta
last
try.
3 times
You gotta try.
I got there.
So I take.
I sorry to make it with your sandwich.
Man, you always let me down, dog.
Whoa.
Always let me down, dog.
That was crazy.
You like
That was
the
a
Philly
crazy
cheese?
You want to tell
request.
that story?
Dude, yeah, let's tell it.
Oh, that's all right.
Let's
Let's
tell
get so. If I'm, and mind
Mind
you,
you,
Juan,
he's stuttering. That means right now he got to make something up.
Mind you, Juan ran out of food, but still made sure he had some for Larry because Larry's like, "Hey, can you send me some?" So, it could be the miscommunication. I thought you were in Naples, but he goes, "Meet me
Yeah,
on
that-
airport."
I said not on
You said
airport.
you
I
said
said meet me at
on
the airport. I said meet me
What
at
would
the
you
airport.
assume if you're in Naples? Are you meeting someone on Airport Road at Fort Myers Airport?
Let me tell you. See, when you tell a story, please tell the story correct, man.
I
I
need more
said meet me
details.
at the airport. I said that's it. I'm 15, 20 minutes from the airport. So I figured he's on Immokalee Road, 15, 20 minutes, baby. We meet in the middle. I get my sandwich. I'm going on back to the crib, finna watching me some football, eating me a nice sandwich. But no, I said, call me before you leave so I can start heading out. No, he didn't do that either. So he get down the road and like, hey man,
No,
where
I
I
said,
meet you at the airport, where I meet you at
where
on the
airport?
airport road. I said, airport, man, get off my phone, man. I'll holler at you later. I got things to
he
do.
didn't. He hung up on me.
I hung up.
Disappointment.
He's gonna deliver a hamburger
There's
from Immokalee Road to RSW.
But
That
there's
was
nothing.
that was a friendly request. I mean,
gesture.
that's
Yeah.
a long
I was
way
going
to
to just
go.
Uber Eats you a
15?
burger.
15, 20 minutes.
You can't make it to no Fort Myers Airport from Immokalee Road in 15 minutes.
It's you crazy. I used to come off Pine Ridge
Yeah, but
and
you don't
hit
have
the interstate.
You don't
and-
have the cleanest driving record either.
Oh, you want? I bet you my driving record better than yours. Now, what you want to bet on
Here we
that?
go.
Well,
You can check W448, man. Listen, my driving record is impeccable.
I don't
Everybody
care.
know I drive like Miss Daisy.
well, you're not making Fort Myers Airport to Mockley Road in 15 minutes. I don't care if
Is you crazy? 20 minutes tops.
Oh, now it's 20.
What did I say? 15 to 20, right? Did I not? Correct me if I'm wrong.
You were still hauling ass, but it was like
I believe it was 15 to
later at
20.
night.
Thank
and
you, Blake.
It was.
Later at night, it's doable, but there has to be a perfect intersection at a Mockley in 75 because that can really hold you up.
20
that could take you
minutes.
15 minutes just
20
to get on
minutes.
the highway.
20 miles. 20 minutes. So pretty much minute a mile. Just think about it. Do the math.
Going 60 miles an hour. You're there.
And that's at 60. And you, I know you do 75.
You're forgetting the before where I shot up a breakfast thing for you in Fort Myers like a month or two ago. But we digress. Tim, what did you want to talk about?
Listen,
No.
man. Hold up, man. I got to repeat this one more time.
Go ahead.
A lie do not care who tell it, as long as it get told.
Well,
You need to stop that.
I don't think it's a lie. I think it was just a different versions of the story. There's always 3 sides to every story.
the truth, and the truth.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know the other side.
So let's talk about what else do we want to talk about, gentlemen? We don't want to talk about.
You guys pulled off a
driving records.
victory this weekend. The
49ers?
49ers. We don't want to talk
Thursday.
about that too much.
Oh,
But
thank you for bringing the Dallas Cowboys, Larry.
What? That wasn't the Dallas Cowboys last
Well,
night. Listen, man.
Bro, they got
Here we-
stomped.
Nah, here we go now. How you supposed to win with all your star players out? Tell me that.
Who was out besides Parsons? Don't even start because Hutchinson got hurt in the second quarter.
All that stuff make a big difference.
47-9 though.
You got Lawrence out.
It was 28 by the second quarter.
It was
Man,
over.
everybody's out.
They quit.
The defense missing about 6 players.
Remember? Do you remember the last show? He said we don't make excuses.
That's
What does
not
that
making an
sound
excuse.
like?
Larry, you a Dallas fan?
Yeah. If
You been a
We
Dallas fan for
right
a long
now.
time?
No.
no, once my mom passed, my mom was diehard Cowboy.
Mm.
I was always a
How long has
Dolphin
that been?
since 2004, January
Oh, okay.
17.
Okay.
So
Wait.
what?
You didn't switch to the you were a Dolphin fan when I met you.
I'm still always liking the Dolphins, but
Yeah,
I'm
but you
gonna always
officially
push.
became a Cowboy fan like 2015, 16.
Nah,
I got
just-
receipts on
nah,
that if you
Nah,
want.
I will
I'll
always
check
push
back. I got
Listen,
receipts
one
on
thing
that
I'm
one.
not, especially when it comes to my mother, like I made her grave and everything Cowboy.
She was
But-
for real.
Oh yeah.
Big fan.
I put on there #1 fan and all. Like that costs. It really costs. But that's my mom. So she was the only one in the family that was a Cowboy. But she grew up in that time where you either was a Cowboy, a Steeler,
Mm.
or what is a Packer probably.
49er.
In the 50s?
And then the fifth. No, okay, well.
no, Packers big.
50s,
Packers
yeah,
big.
Packers.
Cowboys and
Okay.
Steelers. Come on, man. Nobody like no 49ers.
Colts, maybe. Baltimore Colts.
The Titans.
Nobody liked the 49ers. That's the greatest franchise of all time.
This is why people don't want to come on the show.
You said happy birthday to Jerry Rice yesterday too,
The
right?
goat, yeah. Why'd your wife think that was weird?
I thought it was kind
goat
of
thing.
Yeah, but like you guys are tight.
Yeah,
I
like
just shared the post.
come on,
Not allowed to
dude.
share. He's a legend. That's the greatest football player of all time.
The goat's reserved for Brady. Come on, man.
Jerry Rice
He's
is
the greatest football player of all time.
Jerry Rice? Yeah. Definitely the greatest wide receiver. Why are you looking at me
That's
like
the big
that?
question.
Who's a better receiver than him? You're going to throw out some... This is a guy that said Deshaun Watson's better than Patrick Mahomes. So just keep that in mind.
When they came out, of course, Deshaun was. Deshaun didn't have weapons of mass destruction. But anyway, the greatest receiver of all time is still debatable. It's still debatable. Because
It's not debatable.
you look at those numbers, you look at T.O. numbers
T.O.'s in the
and
top
Randy
five.
Moss numbers.
And they played a different era. They played more
Forget
passing,
what you're
too.
saying. I look at the numbers.
Tim's had enough.
Randy Moss, wait, Jerry played for what, 20 years?
Yeah, longevity. That's part of it, though. That's how you
Them
get
boys-
these records.
Them boys Moss choose to retire. Yeah,
Well, he came
so
back, too, though, and he hung on for
They
a
didn't
couple
play
more years.
what? Moss played what, 13, 14 years? And look at his numbers. They crazy.
How long do you think Rice
Moss
played
did
for?
go to Florida State too. You know that, right?
He did not go to Florida State. He got kicked out of Florida State. He was there
Wait,
for a semester.
see there? This is why he didn't go to law school.
Where
What I
did you
just
go to,
said-
where did you go to law school?
I
by
just
the way?
said Moss went to Florida State. Then he said Moss got kicked out of
He
Florida
didn't
State.
graduate. If you look at, go Google Randy Moss and his college, it says Marshall.
I don't care what it says.
He went there.
How
though.
many?
He went there.
How many?
Okay,
How many?
said
I don't
he got
think he.
kicked out
I
of
don't think he went to a class there.
Yes, he
in-
did. Yes, he did. True or false? Did Randy Moss attend Florida State or not?
He was there for.
I
a
didn't
minute.
ask you that. True or false? You on the bench.
Watch, I'm gonna answer a question like Larry does.
True or false?
Well, he got kicked out before he even, I think, took any classes.
That's a lie because he was already practicing. True or false?
Doesn't mean he had to attend class.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. True or false? Did he not or did he
Oh, you want to
attend
get
the great
You want to get
Florida
legal?
State University?
You want to get legal?
Did he or did he not?
Did he?
I don't recall.
Did he? How'd he get brought up?
I don't. Speaking of Diddy,
don't recall.
Can't
I
get
love-
this guy.
any chance you give me,
Diddy party.
any chance you give me to talk about baby oil, I love the memes out there. You guys send them to me too, so don't even.
I don't know what
I'm
you're talking
glad.
about.
Listen,
I plead the
Cameron,
fifth. You can't see
this
my
I
deal.
have nothing to do with this.
Well-
I don't know nothing about no baby oil. That's these three here sending each other baby oil.
Well, you said you could fill up. The reason why you had the baby oil is to fill up
You-
kiddie pool.
You did try to come up with a good excuse for him.
You were trying.
And
to
it kind of made me a little nervous. But
You should have left the word kitty out of the whole thing.
kitty and baby oil should never be in the same sentence ever.
Now I'm just, but
Oh,
you know, it gets treated like it's a crime too. Like, oh my God, Diddy got busted with 1,000 things of baby oil, but just got denied bail again.
He's not gonna get out. It's gonna go real bad if he gets out.
You know,
I mean, just because he's gonna do something crazy, I think.
I was looking at all these people they've been charging with these sex trafficking
and they let him,
charges.
and they had bail.
It's crazy. I really want to know now the clarification to bring up sex trafficking. Because when you talk about sex trafficking, a lot of people tie it into like people crossing the border with, you know, like the coyotes, they be sex trafficking
Yep.
kids and everything else. And I want to know how we actually doing it in America, because a lot of these famous people that I've been looking on TV, they've been getting hit with sex trafficking cases. And I'm like,
Well, and I'm not a legal scholar, but I heard somewhere sex trafficking could be defined if, say, you
Yeah, if you're a
call,
pimp
if you
and you
no,
got a
or you
girl.
call, you could even be a girl you're just talking, call her from LA, and you fly her and you pay for her ticket.
True.
With just the intent of having sex with her, that could be considered sex trafficking. So it's
Or if you lock her up and don't let her out of the house,
well,
that's gonna be a problem.
That's a
So-
whole nother.
so is it also sex trafficking if she asks you to fly coast to coast and she don't want
she might be charged. Larry Love going out there.
Well, you
Oh
see,
my God, stop.
you see who got caught up in the sex trafficking thing? 50 Cent baby mom.
Oh man. Hey, I don't know nothing about that. See,
Yeah,
you-
because she was with Diddy.
you pay attention to all that stuff like that, like the celebrities and
I
stuff.
just pay attention.
You know, I don't. You know,
This stuff is news to me.
What?
What you just said.
What?
It's news to me. I don't
Which
pay
one?
attention to that stuff.
Yeah,
Other
I
than-
don't know.
Other than the big stuff, you know, just
Yeah.
for fun.
But the sex trafficking in the last 5 or 10 years has been given a little bit of a
50
newer
Cent Baby
definition.
Mama? Yeah,
So-
that's because really
because-
followed. I don't even know who 50 Cent baby mama
So,
is.
so Daphne Joy, and she was messing with Diddy, and they said that's a lot of the thing why 50 Cent and Diddy don't get along, and she got caught up. So I think she either got charged or was ready to get charged. She got named in the indictment, I believe so, allegedly. Don't
again,
need to get sued by anyone.
I know you big. I know you heavy. You know, I know you heavy in 50 camp, man. But
Yeah,
golly, I'm talking about you.
yeah. Well,
I know you connected to 50 camp and all, but man, you're gonna always protect 50. Try to protect the quarter. Instead of protect the 50 all the time. Protect the quarter.
No, you the Thomas Jefferson.
I'm lost. I'm the Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah,
What?
big
Hundreds.
money.
Hundreds.
Remember?
Thomas Jefferson's not on 100.
No, George.
George is not on 100.
Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. I mean yeah,
George
Benjamin.
Big Benjamin.
Yeah,
the Benjamins.
Yeah,
George Benjamin.
Yeah,
That's his name. His name ain't
Yeah,
Benjamin
Rose,
Franklin.
yeah,
It's George Benjamin.
I had the
think he was called-
Washingtons.
I think it was called George Jefferson.
Benjamin.
George Jefferson.
George Jefferson.
Lord, this is what we up against.
Man.
So, and
This is what happens when we don't have topics.
Yeah, this is just it goes off the rails. But here's a topic because this is being debated. I've seen people talking about it. This weather. Any possibility that the government is behind these storms?
Man, don't make our show look stupid. How
I
in
just
the
asked
hell?
the question. I didn't.
Okay, let's do it.
People
Let's do
ask
it like
the
this.
questions.
I know, man. Listen, let me tell you something. People out there, and I don't really like to call people fools because the Bible say don't call no one a fool. We just gonna rewind this clock probably about 124 years. Let's start off with the Galveston hurricane of 1900. Over 8,000 people lost their lives. So where was the technology
There's
at?
more of them now.
Where was the technology at for man to create such hurricane, for such massacre? Fast forward another 28 years for 1928, the Okeechobee hurricane with what, 5,000.
I'm not saying that.
But I'm just asking. So where was the technology in 1928 to create such massacre? So these people constantly saying this. So I'm like, well, if they hurricanes are man-made, why don't we use them for a weapon of mass destruction? Let's send them over there to China. Let's send them over there to Korea. Let's send them elsewhere. Let's control them like a remote. Since we're making them, we can use them as a weapon, right?
Question.
So there is like unclassified information or something that's been released that said that they have
It's not
tested-
classified then.
Yeah, they have tested these kind of things during
Heat
Cold
rays
War.
and things like that. Yeah.
So they have said they've tried to seed clouds and make things rain. And there is documents in our government. I haven't personally read them, but I have gotten a ton of, since this hurricane, right? This one and the last one, a lot of people are sharing things that state this stuff. Don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea. I haven't really dove into it. But to me, it sounds like a different version of climate change.
So
It's
if
like
I
a
was,
response to climate change. Let me just throw this in a different direction.
so if I had a theory, and I have a nice following, and I just start pushing it, it's like painting a picture. Anyone can paint a picture and make it look good and make it make sense. So if I paint this picture, then other people start following. And I said, along that picture, I said, yes, I actually saw X, Y, Z. So let's just say me, for example, right? I worked in the government. And if I said, I saw this, I saw that, and I know what was going on in D.C. or whatever, and I know it's a bold-faced lie, it's just because of what I feel and what I think, and I get to spreading it. It'll spread like wildfire. And people do just like what you just said, like, oh yeah, I read this from a guy who worked in DC and what have you. That's how lies spread. That's how conspiracy theories spread.
sure.
That's exactly what's going on on
Yeah, but
social media. Anyone will share anything for likes and views. Anyone will, like right now, you can go on a ton of different people's Instagram pages and watch videos on this because it's a popular topic.
Well, it's like the Trump assassination attempt. There was a bunch of videos. Was it a conspiracy? Was it bigger than just the Secret Service having a bad day? Speaking of which, they stopped another possible assassination attempt.
Yeah, and I think they've vetted that this morning, and I think they found out the guy was not involved.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I heard, but I have to do a little bit
why
more
is
research
Trump
on
doing
that.
a rally in California? Was my first thought.
Well,
It's still part of
think
the
he's-
U.S.
yeah, I think he's trying to spread his wings a
it?
little bit.
California, barely.
Yeah,
But-
spread his wings a little bit. I
I
think
guess.
a lot of times the
I mean, he had a big crowd there. I get there's parts of California
And-
that are conservative. I understand that, but it's not.
and
a
when you're running
battleground
for
state.
running for office, going to an uncomfortable place that you would not normally want to go
Mhm.
is probably not a bad thing. I just heard Brett Baer is going to have Kamala on interview.
She's coming on.
Full blown interview on
Okay.
that. So that's going to be interesting to see if he gives her the questions that we want to
We'll
see.
get some nice word salads from
Yeah, we'll
Kamala,
see. We'll see.
last Republican president to win California.
I would
Who
have
gets
to
it
say.
first?
I would have to say
Say
Reagan.
Reagan?
Yeah.
Correct.
You didn't want to watch the movie.
I mean,
now you
the,
want
No,
gov-
I
the
didn't see
governor.
the movie.
The governor.
he
I
didn't want to
didn't
watch
see
the
the
movie.
movie.
Now he want to ask some trivia. Yeah, I want to watch Reagan this
I
weekend.
didn't watch Reagan. Hit me with anything you want.
You do have a lot of information about stuff.
Random things,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Someone
stuff,
said you
stuff
know
that
the
we
most
forgot
about-
about.
Random things. Yeah.
But
Who's the name of the guy that shot Reagan?
Who's the name?
Hinckley, John Hinckley.
No, I didn't know, honestly.
Oh,
Who
you're gonna
cares?
ask
Who
him. Oh,
But that's more.
you're going at him.
I
was all
Tim's
excited.
got me. Tim's got me.
I see that. You got his back.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Tim. He be coming at you now.
I was like, Hinckley goes.
Friendly
Don't
fire.
expect a sandwich. Don't
Okay,
expect
go.
a sandwich.
Go after another one for him. Go after another one.
What do you got? All right, crickets.
I don't have.
Hey, ask him a sports question. He'll probably get it right.
Okay.
Who was the
last quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards?
Throw 5,000 yards. Ask me where a guy went to college. I can tell you. Throw for 5,000. Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Who was it?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees? Where did you go to school at?
Purdue.
Okay.
Name any quarterback. I'll tell you what school they went to.
Randall Cunningham.
UNLV.
Not bad.
Boomer Esiason.
Maryland.
That's pretty good.
Warren
That is
Moon.
pretty good.
Warren
Oh.
Moon went to the University of Washington.
Hey, he's pretty good.
Gotta be good at something.
I mean,
Here, we don't want to bore
Does
the
that-
I
people
got
with my-
one. I
Hey.
bet you won't guess this one though.
Okay.
And he was the Super Bowl MVP.
Mhm.
MVP. Trent Dilfer.
Fresno State.
Wow. That dude sucked too.
He knew how to manage a game.
he came in.
That dude
How about Derrick Henry?
What about Derrick
He-
Henry?
He's-
Come on, big.
Yeah, he's on pace to rush for 2,000 yards.
No, you know what? Forget Derrick Henry.
Why?
Since you're talking about Russian. Man, that young kid up out of Boise. Have y'all been paying attention
Boise
to college?
State.
Boise
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
This kid about to break Barry Sanders'
Is
record.
that Smurf turf, Boise?
Yep.
Yeah,
the
that's
blue
Murph
field.
Turner. This kid is on pace to rush for almost 3,000 yards.
Wow.
He's from Florida too. I'm like,
Yeah,
how the
he
heck
is.
he got out of Florida?
He is
Where?
from somewhere. I forgot.
He's from Jacksonville.
Yeah. How do you let him get out of the state or the South?
Listen, it's crazy because he left Jacksonville, went to another premier state, Texas. I'm like, Texas don't let nothing leave Texas or
no.
Oklahoma. And he left Texas and Oklahoma, and he went to Boise State. And now this dude, I mean, the man running for like almost 300 yards a game.
That's crazy.
He's shattering. He
It's
already
like a Laley
Like
running back.
Rudy.
He's averaging like
Like
300
Rudy.
some yards rushing.
Oh, you see a Markley shut. Well, I ain't gonna say Markley contained him. as
he
the
had
lowest-
252 yards. or something.
252?
See, you're lying.
How much did he have?
He had 216 yards.
Okay, I was
But
off by
shoot.
35 yards.
The boy, he can run that ball. He's special.
He is special.
And
He's a
a
sophomore.
He's a
right?
Laley?
sophomore,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What's his name?
something Joseph.
Oh.
But he lead the state of Florida in rushing.
Yeah.
As a sophomore. The last person to lead the state of Florida in rushing.
Was it your former boss?
Yeah.
Edwin
EJ?
James?
Yep. In like 4 games, he already had about 1,500 yards.
I know you're dying to ask that question.
Edwin James. So if he, I'll
No.
leave it alone.
No, because
I'll leave it alone.
that's a conversation we had a
Yeah.
long time ago, back
Okay.
in high school.
Speaking
up,
of
dog?
speaking of Ohio State, where Edwin James was gonna go, right? If he didn't go to Miami, Ohio State got knocked off by Oregon. That was
a
heck of
good game.
Yeah.
That was a good.
I know
game.
they would have took me out in handcuffs.
That was a good game.
Because did you see how that dude
How
just...
about that true freshman at Ohio State, that wide receiver?
Man, he spit in that boy's face. That was so
I didn't
disgusting
see
and
it. I didn't
nasty.
see it.
Oh, yeah. Shannon Sharp was
I
talking
saw
about
the
it
game
even
but
on
I
his
didn't see
podcast.
spit.
Like, that's the last thing you do.
No, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Spitting
ultimate
those-
sign of a good butt whooping.
It's
Yeah,
some-
that too.
I think-
Because
yeah,
immediately
I
after
think-
being
I
spit
think-
on is usually hands being thrown.
Yeah.
and I think
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Larry, that's a good question. As a police officer, I've gotten spit on before.
And what did you do?
That's battery.
How do you
It is, isn't it?
handle that situation? What is the Blake? Let me
I
ask this
got you.
question, and Patrick, what's the thing that you would absolutely throw down without even thinking about it?
Spit on.
Spit on.
Spit on.
Oh, 100%.
Spit on.
Name's nothing. Spit on is
No.
is-
Spit on. That's
yeah.
that's the most
Unless you
disgusting.
bring, like,
as a cop is hard.
Unless-
no,
like
no,
you-
it's easy as a cop because now you battered me. Now I get to go ahead and put you in the handcuffs because I'm going to slam you to the ground so hard.
You've been spit on as a police
Oh
officer?
yeah. Through the back, in the back, through the cage,
Mhm.
Are
to
you
my
allowed to
face.
pull over and drag him out of the back seat?
No, I mean you got to be real. You got to be real professional. One thing I can say is, as a police officer throughout my career, I'm really proud of the fact that people have said things to me, they've done things to me, and I've always been able to just think about
Keep your cool.
keep my cool for the most part.
Yes, yeah. That's what
That's
takes a
true.
certain type of self-restraint.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
telling you
truth.
right now.
First off,
I
if
couldn't
I'm running after Larry and I catch him, what am I gonna do anyway? I mean, I got to be nice to him because
We all know Tim
Get the
cannot
club
catch me. Hey, I'm going to tell y'all. Like,
I'd run you in the parking lot.
Let's go
Tim,
outside.
you will lose.
Let's go outside.
Right
Matter
now,
of fact,
I
Tim,
would,
go
I
outside.
would bet on Tim beating you in the 40-yard dash.
I bet that.
Right now?
I
What kind
bet
of shoes
10 to
you-
1
I'll
on that.
beat you
What kind of
too.
shoes you
I
got
bet.
on?
I don't have on
He's
no
got
shoes.
flip flops.
I'm coming up out of these flip flops.
You got to clarify. You do have shoes on right now.
What do you do with station identification?
Well, let's be clear. He's got,
I ain't got no
flip
shoes.
flops.
I don't have any shoes. Hey,
My
listen,
man doesn't walk around with no shoes.
Larry,
we love to listen. That's the thing. Growing up, we used to always walk barefooted, and we always raced barefooted.
100%.
We raced barefooted,
Come
make
right
you
out your
faster.
shoes, make you faster.
can I tell you a story?
You chase rabbits.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Tim, I still got the video of you beating that dude on footage in your
You know
uniform.
it. On 601 Delaware.
On 601 Delaware in the project, baby.
So listen, so this is a really funny story. We won't give the deputy's name out. So we knew this one kid out in Immokalee. We
Why it always gotta be Immokalee,
We were
man?
at 601 Delaware, and we're driving in this minivan, and the minivan is, you can't tell it's unmarked because a lot of the guys.
Yeah, we know it'd be the law.
Well, actually, but we drove
Four
it from
white
somewhere
guys
else.
inside of it.
We drove it. Well, I'll talk to you window. So one of my partners goes, and you know him. One of my partners goes, "Hey man, he's got a warrant. He's got a warrant." And we all know that when a kid in a Immokalee starts to hike up his pants a little bit,
It's time to
you're
get
like,
somewhere.
it's gonna run. And I just started laughing. And this deputy was with me, actually thought that he could catch this kid, and his last name was a famous name, but it wasn't the Edge, right? But family member of the Edge. Those kids were better athletes than Edrin, right? His family. So this kid hikes up his pants, and my deputy buddy gets out of the car, starts running down the road. It was like lightning. I mean, and bullets flying out, magazines, radios flying. So we get in the car, and I'm just saying, we have it's called 31 Papa, which is person, and we're calling it out. And we're laughing. We can't even stop laughing on the radio because I'm like, this guy has got no chance at all to catch this guy. And it was like, and then the big thing about Immokalee is like, if you don't know like the little backyards and the fences and the things that you have to get through, you're screwed out there. And there's no way you're going to learn them as good as like Larry. Larry, you probably knew every little hole in
like
the
the back of
hole
his
in the
hand.
backyard,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yes.
Tim, let me ask you.
Funny times, good times though.
I asked Colonel Bloom this question. When you were in your police vehicle and you're on a high-speed chase, you ever get the urge to like pop in some
Oh yeah,
music?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just put in tunes and let it go.
It's
Yeah.
freaking- What's the fastest you ever got your?
I will tell you the fastest I ever got my Explorer. I got one of those the newer Explorers when it was probably 5 or 6 years ago. We had a guy that they called him the Shaky Bandit. He was a bank robber, and he had done matter of fact, he robbed this bank right here across the parking lot. We're in the Galleria shops right now, PB Bank or whatever it's called. So he was over in Miami. FBI called and said they were following him over from Miami, but they lost him. So he comes down to Naples, and we knew that he was going to do a bank robbery that day, but no one knew where he was.
Sure.
So about 4:00 in the afternoon, Wells Fargo on the East Trail got robbed. A lot of people don't understand it, but it's not real difficult. When somebody robs a bank or does a major crime here in Collier County, there's like 3 places you go. You go on 41, 75, and on the North Trail, right? Because everybody's got to get out of town. So about 45 minutes later, we're up on 951, and we see this car because they had a description of it. We knew the tag and everything. Sure enough, gets up on 75, gets going. We've already have a helicopter out. We've got patrol units everywhere. This guy is going nowhere. So we get up on I-75, and I think I had my cargo going about 145, and it basically what happens is it maxes out. Governor kicks in.
Yeah.
The guy goes across the street, goes up on 75, goes through the median, goes onto northbound traffic, jumps. I've never seen anybody get out of a car so fast and jump. And those fences are not like low fences. They're high. The guy goes over, jumps in the canal. Well, when he jumps in the canal, we've got an air unit up. There's about a 12-foot gator, 10-foot gator, 12-foot gator in the canal circling the guy. we all got AR-15s, but we have nobody on the other side of the fence.
Mhm.
We have to actually wait there for probably about 20 minutes before, but we told the guys to listen, do not move.
Mhm.
The scary thing was the guy that actually robbed the bank was sitting in the car. The guy that was driving jumped the fence and took off, but we ended up catching him. But yeah, about 140 miles an hour. But that's a big thing with deputies. We gotta always explain to them, especially young deputies, that listen, there's nothing really other than somebody committing a major felony where people have been hurt to chase somebody to where it's going to cause injury to themselves or others. Because these motorcycles, especially these young kids are driving these things, they'll come up and bang on a police car and take off, do a wheelie. And usually if you chase one of those motorcycles, two things are going to happen. You're going to either the guy's going to get away or he's going to crash and be dead, a 19-year-old kid or whatever on the side of the road. But anyway, yeah, about 100, 145. Those cars, the new Explorers go pretty good.
Yeah.
We used to make the police chase us just for the fun of it. It was just the adrenaline, getting the exercise in.
Statute of limitations.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm going
about
to make a
that.
few phone calls.
Statute been expired.
What's it like, Larry, on the other side when you're running from the police in a car? Do you get like, are you like, what's the conversation in the car when you're running from the police? Like,
Say-
pull the hell over, give me
Throw
out.
everything out the window
It was
first.
tell you a situation with one of my homeboys. He got deported. He's deported. He's in the Bahamas now, and I love him. Lord knows I love him. So he came up. He's in Tallahassee, so he's about to enroll in school. He's a couple years younger. Just a wildcat, but he's from the crib, so we look out for each other. So I said, "Hey man, take me to this girl house. I don't want to drive over there, and that's my excuse to leave. Be like, hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna ride." So we get in the high speed chase. Police said, he don't have no.
What was the stop? What was the stop for? You
His
don't know?
driver suspended license. He said, bro, I don't have my license. My license suspended. So me, I'm thinking like, okay, you just go to jail and come on home. Like, it's nothing.
He mashed
Kid
it.
you not. He stopped. This boy's so stupid. Put his head out the window, and it was a song by Master P. He said, if you want me, come get me. You gonna catch me? I'm a rider, and hit the gas. I said, Lord Jesus, I'm about to go to jail for this fool. Hey. He let me out. Like, he bent a few corners. He let me out. Police went back on him. I praise God to the day. He ended up wrecking. He hit a big oak tree doing about 110. Car exploded. Y'all are special. You all are very special because there's nowhere in hell I would have went into that fire and pulled him out. After you done ran from me, that officer, he went
That's what you got to do.
and pulled my homeboy out.
But see,
My
that's-
homeboy, he burned up to the day.
That's the
And he
difference.
always, and you know what? Despite he did wrong, he always acknowledged that officer. He said, man, I think this man, he always thinking this man. He remembered his name and everything. He always say like, I did wrong, but that's a good man.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to do what he done. And I always be thinking about that, man. That's why I tell people, it's a lot of good officers. And people be quick to throw, oh, racist, this. And that was a white officer. A white officer. When they say that, man, it's no different than Lil Wayne. I don't know if you heard the story about Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne was 13, he was shot right up in his upper chest. I forgot how many officers it was. Several black officers he asking for help. They just walked over like you need to die. Black police officers. He said, man, white police officers say, this is a kid. This is a kid. What y'all? Picked him up, rushed him to the hospital to save his life. And he said, man, that story never left him. And he's still in contact with that officer to the day. And of course, somebody say your life, you always gonna show love.
Sure.
He said, man, I never forgot that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him, man. So of course, you're a millionaire.
What's your
You take
favorite
care-
Lil Wayne song, Tim?
Jeez.
Where do we start?
Mrs.
right?
Officer, Mrs.
Yeah.
Officer.
That's right.
Lil Wayne, he got some good ones. I'd have to listen to them all.
Yeah.
Run to.
Tim's
You
got
know,
a pretty diverse playlist, though. Tim
yeah.
listens to.
But you remember Ted Upright?
Yeah.
So Teddy, go back to another story. Teddy's had a badass dog. I mean, this dog was so bad. And this dog attacked this guy. Like, rightfully so. He released him and caught the guy. Got him in the arm, and I think he got his brachial artery or wherever. Next thing you know, Teddy goes from catching this guy to doing just what you said, saving this guy's life, putting a tourniquet on him, and basically that guy would have bled out like probably within 3 or 4 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another story. But you're big into music.
I appreciate music.
I mean, what's your favorite Lil Wayne?
I'm not that big of a Lil Wayne fan, but you put me on the spot. I don't really listen to Lil Wayne like that. I like.
I mean,
What's the one? I can't think of the name now. Money on my mind. Money on my mind. You're probably, but I don't really listen to Lil.
Yeah.
I'm more of BG. Like you guys probably appreciate BG, but BG was my favorite. Cash Money. What's your favorite 50 Cent song?
You guys,
See, there you go, back to 50 Cent.
you guys are a lot younger than me,
Team 50.
so I'm kind of like into
Shout out.
Elvis stuff like that.
Give a shout out to my man Monster.
I love Elvis.
You
Yeah.
want trouble?
You can sing it.
He listens to Taylor Swift too.
Yeah, little Swifty, little
him
Swifty.
and my
No,
daughter have a Taylor Swift dialogue.
I honestly, that's one person I really don't have any. If I hear that, I change that.
You're such
Taylor
a
Swift.
liar.
Oh no,
Wow.
I did it because your daughter was listening. I told her, I said, like,
Oh, that's a good man. That's a
Yeah.
good man. You let your daughter listen to Taylor.
or it was like you called on the phone. I was listening to her, but no,
I've gotten your
Taylor
car a
Swift.
couple times.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift was playing.
Well, what I do is I put
It's
Sirius
okay.
FM on
He was-
or Sirius Radio, and that's it. You
That's
know,
what you was doing
Swifty.
out there?
Tim, it's okay to be a Swifty.
Yeah, no.
Larry's making fun of his white guy dance. I know what you're doing.
That's the Carlton.
That's the Carlton.
That's the
right.
Carlton.
Give us a good. What was the name of the place? La Rosita place in the Manor.
Oh, in the manor.
Yeah, give me a good La Rosita story.
We used to. Do you guys remember
Or what was the spot?
the
Golden
spot
Gate.
in Golden Gate
Mm.
was crazy.
It was.
46.
That was crazy.
Back in
46
the
Street
day.
Boys.
46.
Do you remember like Black Dreams and all those guys? Jesse Matthews,
Fifth
and
Crown.
Yeah.
Ben.
You know, because they always had a beef with Mark Lee. We was always at war.
Yeah.
Mark Lee and Golden Gate,
Listen.
we was at war.
You're gonna be happy about this though. Like a Mockley, we all knew. Like when we go to a Mockley, it's like the real deal.
Real, yeah.
it's the real deal. You come into Golden Gate,
It's like-
and if we knew
There was
kids, if we
some-
knew there was a beef between a Mockley and Golden Gate, we had to put some because the kids from Mockley they don't play.
No.
And there was a big group of Zopound in Naples back in the 1998, 99, 2000s. And gangs in Collier County were cranking back then. In the Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the Manor, there'd be nothing to be at a football game and hear gunshots down the street in the Manor. Now in Golden Gate, 46th
Oh,
Street
yeah.
Boys,
The
Sunshine,
Manor, it's funny
Sunset.
how the Manor's changed. Like,
Yeah.
Manor wasn't.
Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Mockley's a lot different.
Yeah, Mark.
Zopound is a Haitian gang.
Like, where'd you go to school?
I didn't really go to school much.
Okay.
I moved from Illinois.
told me
went
a
to
little bit
school
about it,
for about a week.
Barron, was it?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
about a week, and then
What years? What years?
that was 97.
Yeah, it was busy back then.
Yeah.
And John Huffman comes on. We used to chase him around. And Larry was always. I never really had to do much. I know you were pretty tight with Jim and Mark Baker and those
My
guys.
thing was like, I was just like, after I really got in my trouble when I was 14, like, man, that was so eye-opening for me. So, like, I was just always around it. I was just in the area,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I mean, I kept my pistol, but I wasn't out, robbing or just shooting at somebody or doing none of that. Unfortunately, I had a situation when I had to come over here in Naples to River Park. I was
River Park was tough.
Ooh,
I was
nice.
17,
tough.
That's
and
where it went down.
yeah, it definitely went down. I
That's
caught
where
my
you
case,
knew, yeah.
and the judge was like, "Larry, this is your last opportunity, and we know you got a lot of scholarships to leave to go to college." And they said, "If I ever see you again, you won't believe it." I finished up the 100 community hours. Tallahassee, I was
Do you remember who the judge was?
Judge Stoner.
Yeah.
Judge Stoner. I'll never forget him. Like, It's just certain things you just don't forget. So like, he said, man, everyone often told me that. They said, man, I ain't never seen such an intelligent, stupid young man before in my life. You had that S on your chest. Like, I keep telling people, man, it was such a different era. You couldn't, if you were soft, you was lost, you was getting picked on, you getting your stuff taken and everything else. And like, I just didn't play no games. That wasn't a game I played because I didn't have anything, and you're not going to take, and you're not going to be calling me.
We got it. We got it. As law enforcement officers, we got that. We got it. It was definitely a situation where we knew we had a job to do, and most of the people we dealt with knew that we had a job to do. But one thing I can say is we rose professional. Was there some police officers that went off the rails a little bit? Yeah, we got it.
That's what anything.
It's crazy because how rough. Like, I go ahead and say, I'm just gonna put this whole, because it was really Southwest Florida. It was Markley and Fort Myers, really mainly. But how bad it was, we never disrespected the officers.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't.
There's a
like,
certain level of
we
respect,
never like. We gave them. We know y'all had a job to do.
Mutual respect.
Very mutual respect. It's like they got you.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they didn't believe. A lot of times, they didn't believe us when we said, "This officer bad. This officer's he's not good. He's on the tape. He's shaking boys down. He having these people getting shot. This officer getting robbed." I mean, it's like it was a lot of that. But other than that,
out there in your area, we know exactly what that. Yeah, you were right looking back, right?
Yeah. Well, Well, we got to run. Real quick, Tim. I'm going to put Tim real quick on rapid fire.
Oh, jeez.
Casino or Goodfellas?
That's the same question.
A little different guess.
Casino. I like Casino. Casino. Yeah. That's good. I got to memorize by now.
Oh, okay.
Casino. I got to memorize by now.
Yeah, I told you guys to say.
Patrick, what else you got?
New York strip or ribeye?
New York strip.
Nice.
All right. You threw me off my game now. You messed me up, Larry. Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses?
I've seen Motley Crue, but I like Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Capitol Grill or Andres?
I've never been to Andres.
Really?
Yeah, never been to Andres. Capitol Grill, as long as I've lived here. Yeah. Used to like Shula's. Tommy Donahue was great over there.
Tom Donahue's the man.
And but the last couple times, I definitely Capitol Grill. Yeah.
All right, Chips or Starsky or Hutch? Starsky.
Oh, that was good. Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, that was good. Chips is good though. Chips was good.
You know that dude's name is Larry Wilcox, right?
Punch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. The blonde head.
Yeah.
Blake.
That was easy.
Real quick, talk about Becker Custom Builders.
Becker Custom Builders, local luxury high-end remodel company, custom home builder, addition specialist, as well as my little baby company, Becker Home Maintenance, which specializes in smaller projects, home maintenance, cabinets, painting, flooring, etc. We basically got you all covered in your home if you need something done. Right now, we're just trying to keep up with the backlog that we had over the last week with the hurricane. But yeah, we're good here.
And shout out to Lauren Maxwell, Queen Bee.
Love Lauren Maxwell.
Love Lauren Maxwell.
Yeah, Dan and Lauren faves.
Well, as per usual, Lauren's doing so many great things in the community for the hurricane victims. She's amazing. She's a blessing to our community. And a good time to get in on those mortgages. Rates are low. Good time to buy right now.
Investment properties.
Definitely a buyer's market. And then, of course, my main man, Juan, Jimmy P's Burgers More, second location.
Good.
He eat about 4 times a week.
About 3. Solid 3.
He helped me out one day. And he goes, well, I go, let's go eat lunch. We go eat lunch. And he's like, I think I'm going to get the lamb chops. I'm like, I'm paying today. I still got to get that back somehow. I got to get those lamb. I mean, that's like you go there and that's like the high end on the lamb chops. It's like 32, right? 32 something. What was it?
That's what happened when you run for politics. When you run for office, people put out all your business. So Patrick was like, well, he's tripping dipping, so I know he has it.
Nothing hurt me in Collier County than more than that triple dipping. Everywhere I go now, people think I got money. I don't got money.
TDT, man.
You earn your money, though.
There's like I know we're almost done, but in Naples, there's like, we all agree there's tiers of money in Naples. Like, there is like, okay, if you do good in Naples, you got what you need, you're good. Then you got another layer that's, 10 million plus. Then you have 20 million. Then you get up to the B's, then the billions. I mean, Naples is crazy like that.
And this is why I can't afford to live over here, man.
I see what kind of ride you drive.
What, my Buick LeSabre? Everybody,
right.
I drive a 2004
Yeah.
Buick
But he
LeSabre
went from a
with PIP insurance. I am poor.
The
I
general.
am broke.
General.
Speaking of which, shout out to Tina, best insurance agency out there. Yeah, but that's because your Bentley got totaled, and now you got a Beamer coming from Atlanta. So
Where you get that information from? You buy me a car?
I know people.
You know people?
Streets is watching, kid.
Apparently.
Jimmy B's Burgers and More, second location. So close.
Open it up soon.
So close.
I'm ready.
We're
'Cause I need
we're
some
talking
steaks.
matter of weeks. Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have the
Steaks.
butcher
Come on,
shop in
Juan.
there,
Look it
so you
up.
can get a nice tomahawk ribeye or whatever the case. It's gonna have lobster tails in there too. So Jimmy P's Burgers and More. Second location opening soon. We'll announce the date when it officially opens, and appreciate you guys hopping
Hey.
on short notice.
Yeah, that's
what you
no
got,
problem.
Larry?
What I got-
What are you gonna end with?
I want to add, we got, it's not official yet, but I want to say thank you to Arjan Alders, the owner, that he's willing to also come on as a sponsor. And I'm also willing to come on and talk about the country he come from and communism. So I just want to, acknowledge that gentleman as well and his establishment over there off Vanderbilt and 951 in that plaza. So that's it. Other than that,
Yeah, we appreciate the
it's
love.
been
We
fun.
appreciate you, Blake, sponsoring the
Yeah,
show.
Blake's
and
amazing
Lauren.
helping
Yeah.
out.
Blake's my guy.
yeah, man, we need some checks.
Let's
go.
On that note,
All right.
all right.
Oh man, that was fun.